Hello everyone, welcome to the 60th video of this modeling process of elf of male elf ranger. And in this video we're gonna make uh, shirt sleeve folders here and here in the arm and here in the back too, and I'll try to show you in this next half an hour how to make it. I have my reference here. As you can see, I have this shirt sleeve here, and I have this one. It's a bigger one, and we can see exactly how that folder is gonna be. It's a very simple folder, and we try to use this reference to make our shirt sleeve folder. So let's gonna start it. We need to select our mesh. The problem is it's a very low polygons. It's a very low poly mesh, and I'm gonna smooth it, and I'll try to make an edge around here. I don't remember exactly, but I think I use a sphere to make this mesh. You can use a cylinder too. Cylinder have a very sharp edge. It's most easier to make using a sphere, but it's really not a real problem if you use another way, another mesh. You just need to polish, and to make a sharp edges, I'm gonna polish this point, and then come here to the grease sharp brush and press Ctrl. I pass my brush around, and okay, that's done. I'm come back to my draw brush, and using Shift 2 I make a hole. Now I'm grab I told you it before, when I don't remember if you remember when I say you need a solid meshes to make a miniature. That's because if you have empty space between the meshes, you probably that's it's a difficult word to say. It's probably you will gonna probably have a problem. That's why you need to avoid this empty spaces between the meshes. So let me show my references. I probably use this one, and let me hide the arrow. Okay, now I can see very well. We need more polygons, maybe 50,000, 40,000, that's okay. Okay. I don't use a cylinder to make this mesh because this sheet sleeves, it's not of course I had a damage as I use it shirt, and of course if you use it for a long time a shirt, then it's gonna be have damage, and that's why I don't use very we need to to make it to a lot of bandits. I'm not showing my own shirt to make this band in here. It's a very accentuated one here, and then try to make the same. When it's happened, the mesh the mesh inside come up here. You just need to use the inflate to push the out mesh a little more, push up. That's very easy. You don't need to, you just need to careful to, you just need to little careful when you make a balance, because if you do too much it's gonna be weird. And the position, of course, you need to pay attention the position of the folders. This position is very important. You must to understand one point. This is anchor point here, and when you push up your arm, that anchor point here make the folders going down to the other anchor point here in the chest. So you must take this folder coming this anchor point to the other one icon point. Anchor. I think that's the right word. Oops, I used wrong brush. Now I'm gonna make this sharp edge here to separate the two meshes. And here I need to put more close. Okay, but here we need to make the same thing to separate we need to remember to paint again. That's not a good curve. If you had a problem to make some curved strokes, you must use the stabilizer stroke. That happens a lot. Now we're gonna have a very nice one. Let me take the brown color here. Too dark. Let's add saturation and value. Okay, now it's more close than original color. It's just I just use it for just painting because I make my renders after I finish, and when I make the renders I need to put, of course, to add some colors, and that's helped me to thinking about and how my models are going need more saturation and more value. I need to select I forget to select my mesh. Probably must let's paint in the end of the all process, but I like to paint because when I'm paint my mesh, I usually think what I must do next, and this time, this painting time, helped me to think what I'm gonna do next. Now let's see. We have 44,000 polygons, vertices, and we need to put the same density here. 0.6, 0.4, 0.4, too much, 0.5, 6, okay, 0.6, 0.6. Now in this short sleeve here, I'm gonna show you exactly the anchor points that I said before. Here we have one anchor point here in the shoulder, and other here in the arm banding. So that's very easy to see where the folders started and finished. So we're gonna take here. Oh, I forgot to make this sharp and bend. We're gonna close here and push down here, and use the brush, drawn brush, to make a hole. But we had something wrong. If you can see, I didn't. Here I'm use the normal brush. I don't use the control, and when I use control, I'm gonna make a deep stroke. But here, when I do this up is gonna exactly the order. I don't know how to say. Let me see. Opposite is happening the opposite. So that's happening because we have the normals in the wrong way. If I set this face orientation, you can see, but when I mesh, let me see what is the problem. We need to add all transforms, sculpt mode. Now it's gonna work. Okay, a hole here. Okay, make this sharp edge. Maybe we can use this one to make a flat area. Okay, and I use the drum brush to make that, I don't know how to say it, that's stitch on the edge. Stitching, I don't think stitch is a right word. That's sewing. Sewing is the same as it's must to it's the same word, can say the same things than stitch. Sewing. Here is the sewing edge or stitching edge. Okay. now I'm gonna continue our folds. And here we have anchor point here, and push it up. It's usually a very visible one, very, I don't remember the exact word. Let me see it. It's very pronounced, very pronounced. Here we have the anchor point here too, in the chest, and they push it up, and there's a very pronounced too. Here we're gonna, that's diamond shapes here inside. It's a very common shape when you make folders or cloth bands, cloth folders. The zigzag and Z's, X, and diamond shapes. Okay, that's okay for me. I think that's okay. That's very nice. It's gonna paint the edge sewing or edge stitch, I don't know. Why the English are so difficult to say sometimes. Sometimes it's very difficult. I had a friends in United States. I had a family in United States. I had a family in other countries, and they always say to me, English is it's not hard to say. Portuguese is hard to learn, very hard to say. To learn to speak Portuguese is more difficult than learn to speak English, because in Portuguese we have a lot of rules. I almost forgot I need to make my texture. I almost forgot to add my texture. That's gonna open. Where my I don't remember. See pictures, alphas, and I'm gonna use this one. Brush. Okay, airplane, that's okay. Just a very soft texture. If you watch my last video, you must see the explanation about this texture. This texture didn't appear, probably didn't appear when you print your model in a 3D printer, because it's too small and too soft. I just make this texture for a render, because in a render you can see it, but you can't see it in a 3D model. You can see it in the 3D model unless you print this model in a big size and big scale, a very big scale. I use my models to print in 33 or 37 millimeters scale. It's a very small scale, because I use it in my RPG, in my D&D tabletop game. I am a dungeon master, and I love to make the models of my players. All of my players had your own models customized. I always make from them their own models. I think it's helping a lot to act your characters. It's not act, it's interpret, to interpret your characters. No, it's to play the character. To play it, I run 2 times. That's okay. That's not a real problem. Okay, now we're gonna make this one, and for this I have this is a too large. There is our sheet sleeve is too wide in this reference here. I need the one that fits more snugly, but the but the but the principle is the same. We need anchor point here. We had an anchor point here in the arm band in here, and we use this to push our. Let's join these two parts together. Sculpt mode. There's 2 different colors if you can see. Let's try to put. Let's take off some saturation. It's not so good. It's almost the same color. Let's put more darker color. Now you can see the difference. The hands didn't stay in the right place. This is just a sketch of the hand. We're gonna change it. Let's use the same density to the other shirt. Now we can't. Here in the elbow we had another anchor point to push our bands, so you can take here and push it down. Very straight one. Here too. We don't need to make a lot because there's a very straight fabric here in the arm. So when it's happening, you don't have too much folders. Just a little. Just how I can see. You have a few folders, but that folders are very pronounced. Like this, for example. And here in the elbow, probably we had a little more because the elbow you had a very pointed shape, very sharp and pointed shape. Oh, I used the wrong brush. gonna smooth this part. If you want to know the model are a very good model, it's a high quality model, just to turn the model down and see the down parts. If they are smoothed parts, it's a very good model, because sometimes the 3D modelers didn't pay attention on these parts, and when you take your model and look in the down parts, that had so much problems. The bottom parts, when you see the bottom parts, when you have a very good one model, when you see the bottom parts, you see that the 3D modeler spending times to fix the problems. So if you can see it, you have a very good model, very good 3D model, high quality 3D model. Okay. Then we'll make the armbands here in the next step. Not in this video, we're gonna make this in another video, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it. Let's join these two parts, come to a sculpt mode, Ctrl R to remesh. Now I'm gonna add 0.5, yes, 0.5. Let's paint in the darkest color and smooth. Here in the elbow, we lost the elbow because it's a very pronounced curve. So let's fix it to push the elbow a little more. And here, let me see my reference. I have a reference here. I can see here very well. I can see it very well, so I must make it by myself. But it's not a problem. This is not a problem. It's not a problem. Here we have a very pronounced bands, because I have this arm band. I'm gonna make this same, oh my god, the same in the bottom part. It's a little dark color, so that's difficult for me to see exactly what the bending is gonna be. If you had a problem to see your band is because the color is too dark, you just need to put a lighter, oh my god, put a lighter color. Put a lighter color. Lighter. this bending almost didn't appear because you're gonna make the arm bracelets. This that hand is very weird hand, very weird hand. So that is it. That is it. Let me put my arrows again. My arrow again. Okay, we have a half an hour, and we can make the short sleeve folders and our two arms, and I think it's a very nice one. I like it. It's a very simple because I say it a lot of time, but it's true. I'm sorry. I say it a lot of time because it's gonna be a very small miniature, and you didn't see almost. You can see almost all of the tails because this details will be too small. And okay, in the next video we're gonna continue our details. We're gonna make the belts probably and the quiver. I'm sorry, there's something wrong with my voice. I don't know what it is. And in the next video we're gonna make probably the belts here and the quiver. I'm probably use one hand that I already had done because I really don't like to always model the hands because it's spending a lot of time to modeling. So I have done some hands previously, then I usually use it in my models. I spend a lot of time making doing these hands, and I usually use these hands in my models. I have a lot of positional hands, and holding something, casting spells, point, and is in this position to holding the arrow too. So I usually use these hands because it's more easier for me than make these hands all the times. Even I make a new model, I was to make new hands. That's I don't like it. Okay, so I see you next video. I hope you enjoyed this video in this half hour, and I hope I can help you to understand how to make some very easy folders. This folders is very easy. Just remember one thing: you have to see the anchor points and push this bending to one anchor point to another anchor point. That's just it. Okay, so thank you so much to stay with me for this half an hour, and I hope you and I waiting for you in the next video. See you later. I heard my little daughter say, "See you later, alligator." So I say to you, "See you later, alligator."